Good afternoon. I'm Christy Monk with the Alabama Department of Environmental Management's Office of Water Services. I'm the designated hearing officer for these proceedings. The role of the hearing officer is limited to ensuring an orderly hearing so that an accurate record of the hearing may be developed for the department's evaluation. On behalf of the department, I would like to welcome each of you to the hearing this afternoon. The subject of this hearing is the proposed revisions to Chapters 4 and 7 to the Water Supply Program regulations found in Division 7 of the Alabama Administrative Code. Notice of the date, time, place, and purpose of this hearing was published in the Birmingham News, the Huntsville Times, the Mobile Press Register, and the Montgomery Advertiser on November 21st, 2021. Copies of the certifications of these publications are submitted for the hearing record as Exhibits C1 through C4. On November 19th, 2021, the department also caused the same notice to be sent to 2,647 individuals and organizations requesting advance notice of rulemaking. A listing of the individuals and organizations notified will be entered into the hearing record as Exhibit C5. A copy of the proposed rules was filed with the Administrative Procedure Division of the Legislative Services Agency, and a copy was furnished to the Joint Committee on Administrative Regulation Review on November 18, 2021. A copy of the notice was also published in the Alabama Administrative Monthly, Volume 40, Issue 2, on November 30, 2021. These facts are attested to by Othni Lathram, Director of the Legislative Services Agency, by affidavit, which is submitted for the hearing record as Exhibit C6. Copies of the proposed rule revisions have been available for inspection by the public at ADEM field offices in Birmingham, Mobile, and Decatur, and the ADEM main office in Montgomery. The proposed rule revisions have also been available on the ADEM website at adem.alabama.gov. A copy of the proposed rule revisions will be entered into the hearing record as Exhibit B1. A copy of the summary of reasons supporting the proposed rule revisions will be entered into the hearing record as Exhibit B2. This hearing is being conducted to provide the public an opportunity to present data, views, questions, and arguments on the proposed rule revisions. It is open to the public, and anyone wishing to present oral testimony or a written statement may do so. In addition to oral testimony, written comments may also be submitted. Written comments are given the same consideration as those that are presented in person at this hearing. As of the time of this hearing, the department has received comments from 2 commenters. This hearing is being recorded by a court reporter, and the transcript will be included in the public record. Lengthy statements containing considerable technical or other significant data should be submitted for the record in writing. Summaries of such statements may be presented orally. All testimony and written statements should be as factual as possible and should address the subject of the hearing. This hearing is not intended as a question and answer session, and persons giving testimony will not be subject to questioning by the public. They may, however, be questioned by the hearing officer or any other representative of the department to clarify points and to develop a better understanding of the information being presented. Before proceeding to the receipt of public comments, I will provide a brief summary of the proposed rule revisions on behalf of ADEM. The department proposes to amend Rules 335-7-4.04 and 335-7-4.07 to add requirements for new and existing facilities, respectively, to develop an asset management plan. These revisions will allow the department to implement the new federal requirement under America's Water Infrastructure Act, also known as AWIA, that directs primacy agencies to incorporate asset management into their capacity development programs. The department also proposes to amend Rule 335-7-7.04 to add more prescriptive requirements to the existing requirements for facilities to have their water storage tanks inspected at regular intervals and repaired in a timely manner. This concludes my statement on behalf of ADEM. We've reached the time for the receipt of public comments. However, I have not received any registration cards of anyone indicating that they wish to speak. Is there anyone here that would like to speak at this time? Okay. Let the record reflect that there's no response. The final hearing record will include a transcript of this hearing, all written submissions and exhibits, and a response by the department to each relevant comment received by the hearing officer before 5:00 p.m. today, January 10th, 2022, at the ADEM offices in Montgomery. When a final decision has been made, ADEM will forward the final draft of the proposed rule revisions, the hearing record, and if conflicting views are submitted, a concise statement of the principal reasons for and against adoption of the proposed rule revisions and the reasons for overruling any considerations urged against their adoption to the Environmental Management Commission for its consideration and possible adoption. Once complete, this record will be available for public inspection in the Office of the Department of Environmental Management in Montgomery. Thank you for your attendance and participation this afternoon. This hearing is adjourned.